Welcome to Port Phillip Estate. My name's Marco Velezi. I'm the production manager here. We're going to be taking a tour of the facility. We're going to be looking at our newly installed hot water system, which utilises thermal heat pump technology. The system's been operational now for nearly 2 years, and we've been extremely happy with the results. We've never run out of hot water in its time of operation. One of the reasons we chose this technology, we needed to address the issue of our existing gas-fired hot water system, which was proving to be unreliable and also inefficient. We needed to look at reducing our gas usage, and we decided to go down the track of exploring the thermal heat pump technology. And once we started doing the numbers, we soon worked out that this was the project that we needed to implement. It also ties in with the philosophy of the owners of Port Phillip Estate, where we are trying to reduce our carbon footprint. Other projects that have been introduced, we have a 100 kilowatt roof photovoltaic system. We're also able to capture about 500,000 litres of rainwater in our tanks. We also do a lot of recycling of our water. Anyway, hopefully when you come through for the tour, you'll like what you see.
Marco, here we are in the utility area, and we can already see the heat pumps in the background here. Let's start from the beginning. Where did you begin this journey? What did you have beforehand? And let us know how you got to install these fabulous heat pumps.
Indeed. We want to go back about 4 years, Jared, where we had a gas-fired boiler system. Originally, we started with 2 Baxi boilers. We were able to reduce to 1 boiler to run the system, but we found that these boilers and the plant itself was starting to get old. The boilers were beginning to fail. The design of the system was not great. One of the big issues that we had, that the boilers, they're very high powered, they're about 120 kilowatt. They were heating the water up so fast, the water could not, or that heat could not be removed quickly enough to go to where it was needed, being the hot water tank to service the building. And we would have what's called cycling. It wasn't modulating, so it was turning on, turning off, turning on, turning off, which put a lot of stress on the heat exchanger. And we, after about replacing 3 or 4 heat exchangers, thought, no, this is ridiculous. Plus, the system tended to shut down for no particular reason, whether or not it was the gas regulator that would stick. But several times on a cold winter's night in the middle of the year, on a Saturday when there's a wedding going on, the apartments are all full, the kitchen's in full swing, and you get the dreaded phone call, we've run out of hot water. So by phone, you'd have to help the staff go through all the resetting process, which is not fun when there's not much light here and it's freezing cold. And of course, the guests are not very happy.
So what did you do about it, Marco? It was time to change. How'd you go about that? Where did you start? Who did you get help from?
Gas prices were going up. We thought, no, we need a new approach here. We tried to fine tune the system so we get more of it, but no, it just wasn't working. We approached AG Coombs, and their engineering department came out and did an audit of the system. And one of the first things they recommended was, look, it's just not fit for design purpose. You're never going to get water to meet your requirements that's going to last you through heavy usage. And the other important thing is the water temperature in the hot water tank was getting below 60 degrees at times. So that was of great concern to us. So what they proposed was, they said, consider a heat pump system. They gave us a list of companies to approach for quotations, and eventually we settled upon Thermal Energy Systems.
Here it is. Let's have a look at it.
Heat pump system. So replacing one 120 kilowatt gas boiler, we went to 2 19 kilowatt systems. They can function independently. We've always got redundancy in case one fails. You won't get completely hot water, but at least it'll be enough to get us through a period while one's being repaired. It's been running 2 years now without any issues, so touch wood, may it run a hell of a lot longer. Full generator backup, so we've got total redundancy. The beauty of it is that as I said before, never have we had a complaint about hot water running out. Even on the busiest night when we've got a wedding in full swing, 120 guests, the apartment's in full swing because the bridal party will be in there, power showers, big baths.
In the middle of winter. What about when it's freezing cold out here? In the middle of winter, no troubles?
No troubles at all.
How did you get all this in here? This is an existing room, existing plant. You've got guests here. How did you get it all in?
Yeah, we needed to move a bit of equipment. For example, we had a couple of air conditioning units there. They got moved onto the roof or moved aside.
Yep.
We had access through a large door to our parking lot area. The team were just able to bring them in on skids, back of a trailer, and then using just pallet jacks, move the system into position. Those totally modularised, very simple. They were here in the morning, chop chop. We had hot water in the afternoon.
So one shift?
One shift. No disruption to the business.
Oh, fabulous. This is also integrated with your solar PV and the solar thermal system you had already?
Yes. Yes, so we were able to utilise the existing evacuated tube. We've got 30 evacuated tubes on the roof.
Yeah.
That now acts as a circuit to top up the heat in these units whenever the sun's shining. We've also got a 100 kilowatt photovoltaic system on the roof. We have what's known as the AC Thaw system. So we've got each hot water tank has independent elements. So if ever there is the unforeseen circumstance that we are going to run a bit short of hot water, the old-fashioned
heating
elements will switch on and keep us going.
Brilliant. This is a retrofit situation. It's probably your first go at this. If you were going to do it again, what would you like to do? If you had a clean slate, what would you do different?
Clean slate. If you want to stand here, Jared, you look a bit hot there, mate.
Mate, in the sun here, it's beautiful. Oh, hello. That's lovely, isn't
All that cold air being pumped out of the water. At the moment, just going to waste. Ideally, wouldn't it be nice if we could have had that facing into, say, our barrel room or our wine storeroom, so all that cold air can be put to good use.
Oh, if you could utilise that, you mentioned the energy efficiency further.
And comfort for everyone.
Wonderful. Well, Marco, this looks like a great success story. For anyone out there who's running an accommodation or a catering centre and a winery as well, there's going to be plenty of these people with multi-requirements for domestic hot water. What would you say to them about a heat pump solution?
Definitely look at it. We crunched the numbers and we were looking at a 5-year payback.
5 years.
But at that time, gas was around 98 cents a litre, and now it's at $1.20. Yes, power costs have gone up, but we don't feel that because of our photovoltaic system on the roof. So for us, it was pretty much a no-brainer.
4 year, probably somewhere around a 4-year payback. That sounds like a pretty reasonable return.
I haven't crunched the numbers, but from about $30,000 a year in LPG down to now about what, 8,000, 6,000? Massive saving.
Great result. Well, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more companies switching over to heat pumps over the next few years. This is going to give them the confidence now that you've done it. You've shown you can get it in quickly. No disruption to business.
None.
And you're getting good return and no problems with performance in the cold weather.
No, none at all. And example, Sunday night when the chefs are cleaning the kitchen at the end of the busy week, they use a hell of a lot of water. Like they are just hosing down everything and scrubbing. And again, never have they run out of hot water.
Marco, thanks very much for taking us through this installation, and congratulations on a great result.
Thank you, Jared. No, we've been very, very happy with it.
Good on you.
A decision we have never, ever regretted.
Well done. Thank you. Sean, we often hear concern about a heat pump for cold weather. Is it going to work in cold weather?
Yes.
How did you size that? Marco said he loved it, flawless all through the middle of winter. What did you do to make sure that was going to achieve good cold weather performance?
So what we do is we will research on the location weather. So we will look through the profile of the location. So this is quite near to the seaside on a hill. We won't get frost. And then our designs, the heat pump have been selected to be able to work under the cold weather as well.
So this does defrost. This will have to defrost in the middle of winter, but you still deliver enough water.
Yes.
A matter of sizing, did you do anything different with the configuration or just the overall sizing and capacity?
So what happened with this heat pump itself, it doesn't require too much of defrost like what other systems are doing. because the heat pump are connected to the thermal battery, so the heat is still there. So overnight, if you have 70 degrees, maybe the next day you have 68.
Sean, you're seeing the industry move in this direction?
Yes, we can see that a lot of wineries or breweries with hotels, with their restaurant and all those things, this is a scalable system that we designed, and then it can be implemented if you want to retrofit your gas with heat pump, or even if you have existing system that you need to combine with the heat source, we can do that.
Wonderful. So we've heard it from Marco, you're going to save energy, save energy costs, get a good payback, and very, very reliable. So Sean, hopefully a lot more of these installations we see happening over the next few years.
Yes, thank you, Jared.